Our next guest, you will remember her from The Only Way is Essex. She was just 19 years old then and looked different than she does today.
Different than she does today, exactly. Her on-screen life was enough to make anyone well gel, as they used to say. But she says the pressure to constantly look proper glam, as they also used to say, she says kind of spiralled into an addiction to plastic surgery.
Now, that's a programme called I've Been There. It's available on BBC iPlayer and right now on BBC Sounds. Let's go live to her home in Essex and join Amy Childs. Good morning, Amy.
Good morning, Ruth and Eamonn. How are you?
Well, I'm all the better to see you. Amy and I go back a long way, go back a good few years now, and I like you very much. I can't say I overly recognise you from the girl that I knew 7 years ago, and it's not, you mean, you look very well, but you certainly look different, it has to be said. And tell us about when we see a sort of before and after picture there on screen. You started doing things, you started to feel that you were, in your mind, improving yourself. Tell us how it took grip.
But that's what I thought at the time. I thought that when I was looking, you know, when I was having these cosmetic procedures done, I then started, like I said, I was getting addicted. I think that I was looking in the mirror thinking I look a lot better. I've been very open about lip fillers. I got so addicted to lip fillers. So, this show is about, like, my regrets, having cosmetic surgery so young. So this is something very close to my heart, and I'm so glad that I've done this TV show and this documentary to really see, you know, the downs of being in the public eye.
Amy, if you look well, right? I said you look different. I didn't say you didn't look well. You look well. Why would you regret it?
Do you know what, Eamonn? I regret it because, like I said, I got addicted and I thought I looked well. Eamonn, no, four years ago, I was looking at pictures thinking, oh my God, I've looked in the mirror, and it was only my mum and dad said to me, you look like a freak, Amy. And it's only that mum and dad said that to me that I cried, and I just couldn't believe that the addiction to the surgery I was having. And Eamonn, I don't know why, because I look back on Towie and, you know, I look at this, you know, I'm not saying I'm beautiful, but I was really, you know, attractive, and I used to get so many, and I didn't have, the only thing I had done then when I was that picture, I literally just had my boobs done when I was 18. So I had no Botox then, I had no filler, I had no nothing.
Amy, even that seems young to me, because I was reading about you and you were saying you can remember even far back when you were 12, so way before Towie, way back then when you were 12, talking about that you wanted to have surgery, wanted to have your boobs done, and your mum obviously was very against it and you didn't listen to her. So how old were you when you had your first surgery?
So I had my first surgery when I was 18. So I wanted my boobs done when I was about 12 to 13. When I was at school, I was thinking about having a breast augmentation, which I now look back now and I think, what was I thinking? What was going on in my head?
So what do you think was making you think that?
I did get teased. I got teased at school. You know, people just say to me, "You've got really small boobs." I had girls in my, you know, year. They had really big boobs. They had perfect boobs, and for me, I just didn't feel good at all. I felt, you know, and I was so young, Ruth. So I look back now, and it's really sad. It is really sad.
But what about the effect after that? Because you're now saying you regret every procedure you've had done. Have you had to have some of them undone? And, you know, all this involves hospital operations. What have you had to undo?
So I had my first boob job when I was 18. I then had a second boob job at 23. Just so you know, I didn't need it at 23. But do you know what? I did. I like I said, I wanted bigger boobs. And then when I was 25, I had my left implant. It come away from my body and caused fluid around the implant. So then I was hospitalised for 2 weeks with drains in my boobs.
Are you saying, I mean, that sounds horrific. That sounds horrific. But, you know, some people have procedures and they go very, very well. And, you know, maybe, no, it isn't just for you. You said they had that wake-up call with your mum when she said you looked like a freak. It may have been cruel, but obviously it hit a chord. You thought it was true. Would you actually say that you would prefer to look in the mirror and see the girl you used to be, the girl you thought was inadequate? Would you actually like to be that girl again?
Definitely, Eamonn. Yeah, I was 19, and I'm 30 now. I've got 2 children. You look at life so differently when you're 18 till when you're 30, and yeah, it's like I keep saying, it is very sad. I got very addicted even to that Botox. It's very sad.
So the girls that you meet on the documentary, they obviously look up to you. A lot of young girls did, particularly during your days on Towie. How did you feel about being a role model and still being a role model? What are you hoping to change now?
Do you know what? Like I said, like when I was on Towie, I think people saw me the fun girl. I was really young. Like I'm now 30. I'm getting older, Ruth. I'm actually 30 in 2 weeks, just so you know.
Happy birthday for 2 weeks.
And yeah, like these 2 girls I've met, the girls were, do you know what? I met the 2 girls and they wanted, Bailey was 15. Bailey wanted her tummy tuck, she wanted liposuction, she wanted Botox and she wanted lip fillers, and she was 15. And where I'm getting at this is I wish someone in the public eye, when I was thinking about surgery, I wish there was someone in the public eye that have had what I've had. They've had regrets, and because it's so mad, because when you do have your boobs done, the doctor's sitting there, this is what they're going to look like. There's no really cons of having a boob job. And even when I was 18, I never looked at the cons, because all I wanted to have was big boobs. Then, what they don't say to you, you've got to have them done every 10 years. I didn't know that. So now I'm 30 and I've had 3 breast augmentations.
And can I ask you, Amy, there'll be a lot of people watching this saying, that you look like you've had your lips done. And we know you've had your lips done, you've talked about that. But I know that you've also had that filler dissolved, and yet you still have the big lips. Does that mean even though you have filler dissolved, that the big lip doesn't go away, even if you wanted it to?
So I've had them taken out twice, but they do say that you still have this swollen effect. So like you can see now, not had them done for 4 years and you still get this swollen look. And that's what I've got to deal with now. I get people on my social media every day say to me, oh, you've had your lips done, and I can now tell you I've not had my lips done for 4 years. I saw someone a year ago and they said I might have a burst blood vessel on the left side of my lip. This is why I've got this puffiness around here.
Right.
So this is having lips. So I must have had in 8 years, I think I must have had my lips done about 20 times.
Here's what I don't understand as a man, and bear in mind I'm a man of a different generation. But when I see younger women who have augmentation to their faces and bodies, they all look the same. So what I don't understand is, I can totally understand if someone has something that they want to correct, their jawline, their nose, their excess fat, whatever. I totally get all that. But what I don't understand, and I could name a lot of people, Amy, that just look the same. You pick up women's magazines and whatever, and you think their eyebrows are the same, the forehead's the same, the nose is the same, the chin is the same, the lips are the same. What is the point of that? Explain that to me.
I don't know. I think maybe on social media, I think everyone is looking to be perfect. Everyone has got loads of filters on there. We're in, and I even think social media is going to get worse down the line. People want to look perfect, and they think this perfect look is looking that certain way. As I got older, I now believe that is not the way I don't think that's the way that I would like to look like. I thought I wanted to look that way, but now I don't. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense.
It makes perfect sense.
And you keep on speaking out the way you are and telling people, your experience about all that. And I thought it was fascinating that you say that becoming a mother, and your 2 children, Polly and Rich, they're 3 and 2, and they really have changed your life and the way you look at things. And obviously you would want different things for them. You don't want them to be influenced in the way you were.
Eamonn, honestly, Ruth, if Polly come to me at 17 and said, Mummy, I want a boob job, I think I would cry. But I'm so glad that I've been through this, so I can, show her you know, what I've been through, and hopefully, fingers crossed, she won't go into having surgery done. Can I just say, my mum was absolutely amazing. I was 18. I said to her, "Mum, my boobs done." You know, she had to support me. I saved up. We went to an amazing surgeon, and my mum was, yeah, she was by my side. She didn't want me to have the surgery. She was very much, "I don't want you to have it, Amy." But you know, I was 18. I was an adult, and yeah, I had it done, and she was brilliant. It's only then, when I started doing TOWIE, I then was doing a few TV shows, that I got offered so many treatments. So, you know, you could have your lips done. You could literally, someone DM you on Instagram or Twitter and go, "You want your lips done?" Because I was so young, and I can't blame it on that. I just thought, oh, I might as well, a bit bigger. And then before I knew it,
I know.
it was
But
really
look,
bad.
listen, I just final point, because I don't know what you're doing, how you're earning your living full time now, but you used to have the salon. And
Had to-
when
yeah.
you and me, when we used to meet up in the Sugar Hut and all that sort of thing, what are you
Yeah.
laughing at? What, Thursday night in the Sugar Hut, and you had the salon. Do you still have the salon? And if you don't, would you ever have a salon that was different than the one you used to have?
Do you know what, Eamonn? I probably wouldn't now. I'm a full-time mum of 2. The kids are amazing, and do you know what? I'm now involved with loads of baby brands, and I work with a lot of with mums on Instagram, and I've got my own pram range. So I'm honestly, I'm in a really, really good place.
Good.
Really good.
Good. Will you stay
You
there?
stay in a good
there.
place. Thank you
Lovely
so much
to
for
see
talking
you.
about that, Amy.
You look great. Thank you.
Thank
you, Nev.
so
Thank
much.
you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the
Brentwood,
thing,
Sugar
see,
Club,
her mum-
Sugar Hut.
Yeah, as
What?
if you've never stepped foot in the Sugar
Well, how
Hut.
come I know all the Thai lot and you don't?
do
I was
know
with
them
Bobby
all.
Norris
I know
last
Bobby.
night.
I know
yes.
Bobby.
Well, just saying.
All right.
Okay. I'm down with the kids, I am. What?
Well.
So you'd never consider the plastic surgery thing, would you?
No, I've never had surgery. You
I never
know
said
that.
you did. I said, would you ever consider it?
I think about my neck sometimes, but no, I just think it's, you know, it's. I don't want to go under the knife. I just want to grow old gracefully with all my lines. That's why I have a fringe.
It's a different thing. When you get older, it's sort of augmentation. But, you know, what Amy's talking there...
It's when they're so young. She's saying that girl's
Yeah.
15
Yeah.
and he's talking about having Botox. And I go, what? Why would you need Botox when you're 15?
Well, I just think hers is an amazing story there.
It is an amazing
your
story.
Your views on it, let us know.
And
Very
you can
good
look
talking.
at her documentary. It's called I've Been There. It's on BBC iPlayer and BBC Sounds, and that's available now.